My name is Ann Bartels, and I have PKD. My son just got diagnosed, so this is generation number 4 that has it. My mom was diagnosed several years, maybe 15 years before my grandmother was diagnosed. And so my grandmother, my mom's like, you need to probably get tested, to her parents, and either one of them would get tested. And so we really had no idea where my mom got it or if it was just a mutation with her. But then my grandmother got sick and then went to the hospital, and that's when she was diagnosed. She lived a long life. She lived probably until her 70s. She spent, I think, 10 or 12 years on dialysis. She was the oldest patient on dialysis at her dialysis center when she passed away. My mom didn't have as much success with her disease process. Her kidneys failed, so she did dialysis, but her kidneys were so big, they went to take out a kidney and then do a liver resection to make just room for her to just function in life. And that surgery did not go well. And so she spent 6 months in the ICU. Then fast forward to my sister, because of the location of her good liver, she wasn't eligible for a resection. So she did a liver transplant, and then 2 years later did a kidney transplant. Then I come down the road and I see where my mom went, and I see where my sister went. And so my doctors just did a liver kidney transplant at the same time. My sister got her kidney from my one brother who didn't get PKD. So really all 4 of us have been impacted hugely by PKD. And after my transplant, we got all hands on deck, and we did a Facebook page, and we found my brother, his living donor. So we are a very tight-knit family. It's an invisible disease. I don't think people realized how bad I felt before my transplant. You look fine on the outside, except for these kidneys that I carried and this liver that I carried. But they don't realize how tired you are. They don't realize that going to work every day is exhausting. Taking care of kids is exhausting. Cooking is exhausting. I think that's what I wish people would understand the most, is we are going through life dealing with low kidney function, and it exhausts you. But I'm very hopeful for the future. I'm very hopeful for finding a cure. I'm very hopeful that my son won't have to deal with the complications that we've had to deal with. I've reached out to the foundation numerous times on, getting on the transplant list, where to go to get a transplant. After transplant care, I've reached out to the foundation, and they've always been there for me. They've always been there for my family. Huge support services for all generations of my family. We're going to do whatever we can to help the foundation find a cure for future generations. I've got grandkids now. I don't want anyone to suffer from PKD. And we can find a cure. We will find a cure.